Some people have it easier than others to lose weight, and that's just the reality of it. Some people have to work harder to lose weight, and that sucks and discourages a lot of people. And I come from a background of being overweight. My parents are overweight, so I have a higher risk of being overweight. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It doesn't mean that you're not able to get even a smidge of progress going. You can, and you will, and I'll talk about that. But I want to talk about genetics and how it plays a role into how easy or hard it is for you to lose weight. My name is Steven. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm on Instagram as Steven the Dietitian. I'm an online fitness coach who also takes health insurance to help clients achieve their weight loss goals. So give my page a follow, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with anything you have going on. Genetics play a huge role, okay, in your susceptibility to lose weight, to gain weight, which contributes to a person's susceptibility of being overweight, of being obese. It also contributes to a person's ability to get rid of that weight fast. Genetics also influence the level of hormones that are produced in your body. And these hormones tell your body that you're either hungry or getting full. Okay, so let's dive into these hormones a bit. The first hormone, leptin, which is the hormone that tells your brain that you're getting full. And then there's ghrelin, which is the other hormone that tells your brain that it's hungry. So genetically, some people have higher or lower levels of these hormones, which will greatly influence a person's appetite, a person's fullness cues. So bear with me here. A person who generally puts on weight fast and almost always finishes their meal likely has elevated levels of ghrelin, which makes them more hungry in general. On the flip side, a person who doesn't put weight on fast and who typically doesn't always finish their meal probably has lower levels of ghrelin. Knowing this, it's no wonder why some people just have it easier to lose weight. It's no wonder why some people have a harder time trying to diet for weight loss. Genetics are just not on their side. And I recently saw a video where a creator was talking about how it's so mind-blowing to them that they look around the patio of a restaurant, and generally like slender, slimmer people, taller people as well, don't always finish their food. Like they leave half of their food on the plate and they're full. Whereas me and the creator almost always finish their food and are still hungry thereafter. So that's genetics coming into play there, okay, if you really think about it. These type of people that almost always finish their meal, who are almost always hungry, they have to work a little bit harder to lose weight. It's discouraging, it sucks, but those are just the cards that we're dealt with. So the next time some fitness influencer tells you that you need to have more self-control, they don't know what the hell they're talking about, believe me. So in a sense, you don't have control, but at the same time, you do have control. So let me dive into that. You can most definitely make an impact on how you look by following a couple of things, by doing a couple of things, and let me dive into that. You can make a drastic change in how you look, but it's gonna take a lot more effort if genetics aren't on your side. Because remember, genetics load the gun, but your environment ultimately pulls that trigger. And by environment, I mean access to grocery stores, access to healthier food, convenience when it comes to fast food, your financial situation, how many hours of work you're putting in to support your family, your life with kids, easy access to a gym, easy access to a park near your house, or resources available to invest into a coach or a personal trainer. But let's assume that you do have access to a gym, you do have access to healthy eating, you have access to a park, you have access to a grocery store, and you have a kid and you work a 9-to-5 job. You're going to be able to achieve the results you want by focusing on these 5 pillars. Number 1, tracking your nutrition. Number 2, resistance training, lifting weights. Number 3, walking more or doing some type of cardio more often. Number 4, more sleep and stress management. And number 5, patience and willingness to keep going even when life gets hard and when it gets busy. So number 1, nutrition. You may think that eating healthy is expensive, but that's actually not the case, okay? You may also think that you need to eat nothing but salads, chicken, broccoli in order to lose weight. That's also not the case. And most definitely, you don't need to follow any specific diet. My clients have lost weight and kept it off by following this simple approach. Number 1, it's going to be focusing on creating a meal schedule. A meal pattern that you can very much stick to every single day is going to make this so much easier for yourself. This may look like 3 to 4 meals per day and 1 or 2 snacks in between those meals. For each meal, let's start a habit of building a balanced plate. The way we build out a plate is essentially the way you're going to go about grocery shopping as well. So when you're building out a plate, first, let's choose a lean protein source. And lean protein sources are going to be things like your 96.4 ground beef, your chicken breasts, your egg whites, your deli meats, flank steak, other types of lean cuts of beef, ground turkey, canned tuna. So that's the first part of the plate. The second part of the plate, choosing a complex carbohydrate. So things like Dave's Killer Bread, which is high fiber, complex carbohydrate, potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, corn, chickpeas, beans, tortillas, pita breads. The third item on your plate, low calorie fruits or vegetables. These are gonna add more volume, thus helping you feel fuller at that meal. So things like your berries, bell peppers, zucchini, hearts of palm, tomatoes, mushrooms. And that fifth item on that plate, some type of healthy fat source, okay? If you're on lower calories, then we'll have to pull back on some fats. But at the very least, get some kind of healthy fat source in. So these are gonna be things like avocados, nuts, seeds, and cheeses. Now that we have a plate built out, that's essentially what you want to focus on every single meal. Focus on this balance, and you won't have urges to raid the pantry during the day, raid the pantry late at night, because you have given yourself sustenance throughout the day to feel full and to have energy throughout the day. I mentioned 1 to 2 snacks per day. And when it comes to snacks, I want you to make it a high protein snack when possible. Try to avoid naked carbohydrates. So let's say you are enjoying some apples, okay? I want you to pair that apple with a Greek yogurt just to increase the protein of it, okay? That's all I want you to do. Pair things together so that you feel fuller during the day. And thus, it's gonna help you meet that protein goal that I want you to hit every single day. Other things that are higher in protein are gonna be things like just a protein bar on its own, just Greek yogurt on its own, a protein shake, some cottage cheese perhaps, rice cakes with some deli meat, and Yasso Greek yogurt bars, which are a perfect nightcap for me. Once you get consistent with these meals, now you're ready to start tracking your food, okay? So I want you to download an app called MyFitnessPal and get yourself a food scale as well. Now we're gonna start logging those meals that you've been consistent with. So let's try an example. A ground beef bowl. Number 1, your protein source. Say it's 6 ounces of a 96.4 lean ground beef. You weighed this out, you track it in MyFitnessPal. Number 2, carbohydrates. Let's say for convenience sake, you go to Trader Joe's and you get their microwavable frozen rice packets. You use half the pack, okay, just for convenience sake. So that's your starch, that's your rice, okay? Number 3, your color. 2 ounces of each, zucchini, onions, and mushrooms. So that's your color on the plate, the volume. And then finally, your fat. We're having 2 ounces of sliced avocado and 4 grams of avocado oil to use on your pan to cook your meat in. Simple, all right? We're using MyFitnessPal, we're using a food scale to track these simple meals that we've created for ourselves. Do this for every single meal and snack, and you'll be sure to hit your nutrition goals every single day. You'll notice that I place protein as the first thing you should focus on, because when you actually eat more protein, your body is able to burn a little bit more calories throughout the day. So it's gonna help you create a calorie deficit, which is needed to lose body fat. So when comparing protein to fats and carbs, protein has the higher thermogenic effect over the other 2 macronutrients. So just keep that in mind. Your body has to work harder to digest protein, which is what bodybuilders do. They eat high protein because of the fact that it helps burn more calories. Aside from the fact that it's also very good for managing hunger. The more protein you eat, the more satiated you're gonna feel, the more fuller you're gonna feel. And then when absorbed, protein is what's gonna help you build and retain muscle mass as you try to lose weight. So this is the cheat code for a faster metabolism, simply eating more protein. Now, in terms of eating complex carbohydrates or eating more carbohydrates in general, is to increase your fiber intake during the day. Fiber, just like protein, will help keep you fuller during that meal and throughout the day. And it'll help keep blood sugar levels much more steady during the day. Now remember this, as we create these meals, keep in mind that you can still use this framework to help recreate your favorite foods at home. So let's say you like going to In-N-Out or your favorite burger spot that you went to every single weekend as a kid. Let's make a burger, but let's recreate it at home. Okay, so assuming that we're following that meal framework I just talked about, protein, carb, veggie, fat, this is how we'll create a burger. So for protein, we're using a lean ground beef patty and some low-fat American cheese. The bun is gonna be the carbohydrate, obviously. The veggies is gonna be the lettuce, the tomato, for more volume, obviously. And then the fats are gonna come from the light mayonnaise we use and the secret burger sauce that we use from G. Hughes. So essentially, that same meal framework can be utilized to help you recreate your favorite foods. How cool is that? Dieting does not have to suck. Your fitness journey does not have to be dreadful. So now that we talked about your nutrition, let's dive into resistance training. Why it's important, and it's super, super important. Hence why it's number 2 on the list under nutrition. You may be discouraged to go to the gym, and I absolutely get it, because you may think you need to go 6 to 7 times out of the week to make meaningful progress. But nope, that's just not true. You can literally go 3 days, 4 days, and still make so much freaking progress. But you have to incorporate lifting weights at least 2 to 3 times per week if you want to make a significant change to how you look. Because resistance training is what's going to help you build muscle. And the more muscle mass we have, the higher our metabolism will get. Because as we have more muscle mass, your body will be able to burn more calories naturally at complete rest, which is a plus when trying to lose body fat. There's a reason why the people who are successful with weight loss are actively going to the gym consistently. So we can learn a thing or two from people who are successful. And it literally is just getting to the gym 3 to 4 times per week. Now, in addition to building muscle, lifting weights, okay, will do something else. If you're someone who has insulin resistance, maybe you have some pre-diabetes, or maybe you have type 2 diabetes that you're trying to get under control, resistance training is going to be the best intervention for helping you improve that. Your muscles depend on sugar, glucose, to contract, to have energy, to keep going during the workout. Your muscles are insulin dependent. So if you're insulin resistant, working out will help your muscles become more insulin sensitive. Lifting weights will reverse your diabetes or improve any blood sugar abnormalities that you have going on by tenfold. So resistance training is going to be the bread and butter for changing your body composition significantly. Now let's talk about number 3, walking more or doing some form of cardio. As a society, we've become so freaking sedentary. Growing up, we were always running around, we were always on the playground, the monkey bars, biking with friends. But now as adults, we sit on a desk for 8 hours at a time. We only use our feet, our legs to go to the restroom and come back to our desk. So we've gotten super, super sedentary. And because of that, our bodies just naturally stopped burning more calories. So we've literally gone from burning so many calories as a kid to literally burning significantly less calories. It makes it worse when we get home and we're tired, that all we want to do is sit on the couch and watch TV. It's no wonder we have a problem with weight gain here in the US. So if you're blaming your age or you're blaming your metabolism, it's not those things. It's your lifestyle, and it's you choosing to remain sedentary after that sedentary job. So I want you to start aiming for at least 8,000 steps every single day. Let's be generous and let's bring you down to 7,500 steps every single day. That's my bare minimum, and that's literally the threshold from sedentary to active. Okay, so hit that number of steps every single day and you'll start making more progress. Here's a tough kick in the butt for you. You don't have to want to do it. You just have to do it, because it's in our movement that we're able to create a transformation. And if we're not moving, we're setting ourselves up for failure. Okay, easy as that. You have to do it. So no excuses. Get off the couch, get off the bed, go out for a walk, purchase a walking pad, go to the gym just to get some steps in, do something that gets your body moving. Number 4, managing stress to help with recovery, okay? Leave stress unchecked and it can cause insulin resistance, fat storage, and weight gain. So if you find yourself stress eating, it's important to understand what the root issue is so that we can start addressing that. And practicing things like meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, going out for a walk, or simply just spending time in nature can help drastically reduce those stress levels and thus help you significantly improve your chances at losing weight. Life is a stressor in and of itself. Working a busy job is a stressor in and of itself. But sometimes getting active, or you know what, all the time, actually doing something that gets you active is a stress relieving mechanism. So like I said before, you don't have to go on a walk, but you know you have to, because it's going to help you burn more calories and it's going to help you alleviate that stress from work. The last piece, number 5, patience and willingness to keep going even when times get tough. I can't stress this enough. This is a marathon, okay? And you want permanent results. You want permanent success. This isn't a sprint, okay? Progress won't happen in 1 or 2 months. That's just not how it works. This is a complete lifestyle change that requires time. And I like preaching this to my clients. Who you want to become in the future is who you literally are right now. All these habits you have to implement are the things that your future self is doing. So it requires a change of life, a change in habits, a change in routines. And life will always be lifing. Life will always be busy. So there's never going to be a perfect time to start this fitness journey. You just got to start it now in the midst of your busy season of life, because doing so will help you overcome adversity and help you become better at managing stressors that life throws at you. So that you can still keep going to the gym, keep up with the habits that you've implemented for yourself without getting knocked down. That's what it means when I say start in the midst of your busy season of life. Do the work no matter what the freaking cost is, okay? And that's how you break free from the genetic chains that hold you down. That's how you break free from the health curses that have plagued your family. It's up to you to decide to want to change. No one else is gonna do it for you, but you can make the change. You have to. It's for your future self. Okay? You have to work a little bit harder than those who are genetically gifted, who can drop the weight easy at the blink of an eye. And it's discouraging, it sucks, but it is what it is. We're dealt the cards that we're dealt with, and we gotta do what we can with what we have available. So follow these 5 things, start implementing these 5 things, and you'll finally break the chains that have held you down. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, hit the link in the description below for one-to-one coaching. I'd love to work with you, or follow me on Instagram. Scroll through my page, let me know what I can help you with, send me a DM. I can probably answer any questions you may have about weight loss, about muscle gain, by simply scrolling through my profile and looking at my content. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys next time. For now, stay fearless.